Hey guys, back out in the garage today. Just gonna do a little bit of talking about some things I've seen on YouTube in the research that I'm doing as far as bug out bags and plans and vehicles and things like that. Um, let's start off with making a plan. Okay, if you don't have a plan, you're screwed. So make a plan. Um, That's basically it. You got to have a plan before you can do anything. If you don't have a plan, all the bug out bags and the vehicles and all that stuff, it means nothing. Make a plan. Um, as far as bugging out, is it a good idea or bad? Could be bad. I mean, in every video I see a lot of guys talk about how they're going to bug out to the woods. First of all, you got to have woods near you to bug out to. Um, I live in Southern California, okay, Mojave Desert. For me to get to the woods, that's 30 miles away, okay, maybe a little further. Um, so going to the woods for me, I'm driving. Could I walk it? Possibly. More than likely, I could make it. Um, Having my wife and kids with me because I'm not going to go anywhere without my wife and kids. Um, it's possible they probably could. My 7-year old, on the other hand, walking 30 miles probably wouldn't be good for him. So there you go. Um, I mean, your bug out bag. Okay, I see a lot of guys talking about, oh, you need this or you need that. You get it on this website or that website, and you pay X amount of dollars for it. Like, take for instance, somebody talking about some kind of knife. You go and you look online, as I've done. Some of these knives are like $150, $200. Who the hell has that kind of cash? I don't. So basically, what I do is I just look around, see what I already have. If it's old, maybe I can refinish it. Maybe I can refurbish it, sharpen it up. Do what I have to do, make it work. You don't have to go out and buy all this shit. Because somebody on YouTube says, "Oh yeah, go buy this because it's tactical." Every video, everything is tactical. I've seen guys use the word tactical when they're talking about toilet paper. Tactical toilet paper. You know, I saw a video during Christmas time about a guy talking about a tactical Christmas stocking. And this thing actually had like molly webbing and shit on it. It was pretty cool. It really was. But at the same instance, it was kind of goofy. You know, um, I'm not saying that videos on YouTube are bad. There's a lot of good information, lot of good, solid information from a lot of people that know what the hell they're talking about. You just have to weed through the bullshit. And, I mean, buy what you can afford. If you can only go to Walmart, go to Walmart. Go to the dollar store. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever. You don't have to buy everything online. My situation, I don't want to put my financial information on the internet. I just don't. It's just it's just asking for trouble. Anybody that knows how to use a computer can get to your information. Okay. Another reason I don't buy anything online is my wife always has a credit card. Okay. Mainly because her job, she does a lot of traveling, so she feels safer with the credit card in case something happens. Because she could be 100 miles away and, something might happen to the car. So, but, just do your research and not everything is, fitting for you. Okay. Um, there's a lot of, I've seen a lot of videos online where, like, these guys, they talk about bugging out. And they're actually really hoping for civil unrest so they can bug out. Are you kidding me? I kind of like my lifestyle. I like going out in my front yard without having one of my neighbors shoot me for my canned goods with some AK-47. Okay. Some of these guys, they have all this tactical gear, and tactical gear is great. I have some myself. But they're also talking about, oh, you got to, when you pack your clothes and this and that, and they're talking about camouflage clothing and this and that. Trust me, I could walk down the street with a bright pink backpack and my Mosin Nagant and not catch as much, and not catch as much attention as a guy wearing all camo, carrying an AK-47 or AR-15. That guy's going to attract more attention than I will. And chances are, if something is going down and you wear your camo outside, you're going to get shot. Plain and simple. Okay. So just be smart. None of the clothes that I've packed in my bag are camo. None. Why? Because woodland camo and like the old style camo that the military wears, or wore, isn't right for my area. Okay. They will spot me in an instant because my area is brown. There's not a whole lot of trees. There's not a whole lot of green. It's a whole lot of brown, a whole lot of sagebrush, and Joshua trees. Okay. If you don't know what a Joshua tree is, look it up on Google. They only grow in two places: the Mojave Desert and Saudi Arabia. Okay. And they're pretty damn ugly. You go to, and say you're setting up camp next to one of those things. You go to cut one of those down for firewood, guess what's going to happen? It's a federal offense. They're going to take your ass to jail. Somebody sees you doing that, you're done. So just make sure that you have the right plan and you pack the right stuff in your bag for your area for whatever reason you're packing a bag for. Okay. My situation is like this. Okay. Living in California, we get a lot of earthquakes. Something happens to my house and I got to get the hell out of my house. First thing I'm going to grab is that bag. Okay. But in that situation, whether it's like an earthquake or a flood or my house burns down or, some kind of situation like that, I'm not going to bug out to the woods. I'm not going to go out in the desert. I'm going to go to a hotel. Why? Because there's air conditioning. There's a bed. There's, a TV. Not every situation calls for bugging out to the woods or, out in the middle of the desert or whatever. Okay. Just be smart about what you're doing. So, another thing too is if you have to bug out and say you're going to bring your family, and I'm not talking about your wife and your kids. Okay. I'm talking about your mom, your dad, any kind of family members, your in-laws or whatever. Your in-laws. A lot of guys will say, I ain't bringing them. But chances are, if you do end up bringing them, what's going to happen? Are they going to be able to make the trip? You might have to make the decision not to bring them. That's just the way it is. You may not be able to do that. Another thing too is if you're going to bug out to any type of location where you might have to forage for food, okay, without specific survival skills, you're screwed. Okay, so if you don't really have survival skills, take a class, read a book, do some research, watch some videos on YouTube, learn how to do whatever from a video. Just try to do what they do, practice what they're doing so that if that situation comes around, you'll know how to do that. Your bug out vehicle. I've seen a lot of videos where everybody says, oh, my vehicle is 4-wheel drive. And a lot of guys say that you have to have four-wheel drive. My opinion, no, you don't. My 4Runner is two-wheel drive. Okay. My wife's minivan, again, two-wheel drive. As far as I'm concerned, like, I've owned four-wheel drive vehicles. I've been in four-wheel drive clubs. I know how to drive when it comes to going four-wheeling. I've taken my two-wheel drive 4Runner into a lot of places where four-wheel drive guys that I know go, "What the hell are you doing? That's retarded." Is it? I know how to drive. Okay. So that's all that depends on. Do you know how to drive your vehicle? You can go anywhere a four-wheel drive can go, aside from maybe a muddy, shitty hillside somewhere, and you try to take your car up that, you probably won't make it. But as far as like going up on a Jeep trail, or a logging road, or something like that might not be in the best condition, it may not be maintained real well, you'll make it, because not everything depends on four-wheel drive. It's just the skill of the driver. Another thing too is, you see, I see a lot of videos on here about prepping, food and things like that, and caches and things like that, and that's great. If you have a place to put a cache, do that by all means. As far as the prepping aspect of it goes, I got to tell you, the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, they say that if you have more than a week's worth of food, or a week's worth of provisions to keep you alive, that's terrorist activity. Okay, and you could be deemed as a domestic terrorist, which is idiotic as far as I'm concerned, because for years, the government in my state and FEMA and there's other federal government departments that stress, hey, put together some type of a earthquake kit, put together some kind of a food provisions for natural disaster, things like that. They're telling you to do that, but now they consider that domestic terrorism. Look at it the way I do. Okay, if the federal government stockpiles food and ammunition and medical supplies, why shouldn't you? Plain and simple. Just be smart in what you're doing. Do your research. And I'm gonna keep making my videos and putting them up on things that I've put together and things that that work for me, and maybe what I do might work for you. But we'll have to see. But this video is way too long right now. It's almost 14 minutes. We're sitting at 13 minutes, 32 seconds. So, on that note, I'll talk to you guys another time in another video. More videos to come. And you guys stay safe out there. And we'll talk to you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. So we'll talk to you later.